Wow. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the instant reaction of the Warriors getting smacked and eliminated from the NBA playoffs. That's Tyler C. LaRocca. He was on the show about a week ago, right after the Warriors won game one, and Steph went down and said, Timberwolves in 5. Now, full disclosure, Tyler is a Lakers fan, and so he has no investment in the Warriors. Neither do I. Maybe I have more because I'm from out here, and I like the Stephen Curry era, but I'm not a Warriors fan either. So I think there's two questions we need to tackle tonight on this instant reaction. One, what the hell happened? And then two, what the hell should the Warriors do next? So let's start with the first one. Why the Warriors lost. They were great against Houston. With Steph, it all worked. You take Steph out of the equation, the team was awful. I don't know. What happened?
It's that thing where Steph is the only person that can consistently score, man. It's when I was talking about it last week, I forgot who I compared him to. Like, there was another team. I'm pretty sure I compared him to the Lakers, which it was the same thing. If Luka and LeBron aren't scoring 70 combined, the Lakers lose. It's the same thing with the Warriors. If Steph isn't there dropping 30 to 40 points, they just can't win. The amount of pressure Steph generates, and then also I think Steve Kerr is just not that good of a coach. I think people kind of saw it, right, with the Kuminga. How is he not a starter? They started Trace Jackson Davis and then decided quickly that he wasn't the route, and then the Buddy Hield swing and a miss. It's just they should have kept Clay.
I think one, it shows how great Stephen Curry is. Like, he was carrying this team. This team is not good, but with him on it, everyone looks great. Jimmy looks great. Draymond looks great. You take Steph away, and all of a sudden, Jimmy looks not good at all. Like, Jimmy looks like a glorified Draymond, and Draymond looks like a bench player at this point. Like, Guy Santos looked better than Draymond Green. There were a lot of reasons the Warriors lost, but to me, as great as Stephen Curry is at his age, this is what happens when you build an entire team around him. Yeah. An entire offensive system around him. Like, they wouldn't play Kuminga. They wouldn't even develop Kuminga because he's not a good fit with Steph. Yeah. Okay, but Steph's my age. And if Steph goes down, what's the plan? You have to have a plan for Steph going down. That's like, he's older than Trent Williams. What's the plan? And they had none.
Yeah. And I think the biggest problem, right, is when you got rid of Clay, it could have easily been seen as we just got rid of, an aging guy. But what they got rid of a lot was their offensive consistency. Like, sure, Clay was not very consistent last year, but look at who they have, right? Like, they were in winning distance of multiple games in this series, but you had a stinker from at least two people. So it was game 3, Pods and Draymond couldn't get anything going. They had 7 points combined. And then game 4, you had Pods and Buddy Hield, who had their stinkers again, and they had only 24 points combined. And so the issue is, with Steph out, they don't have anyone to lean on. Like, at least they could always lean on Steph, like, every single time, where it's like, if they had those nights when Buddy Hield was going off or Jimmy Butler was going off, like their elimination game in round 1, Steph could afford to have a bad night, because at least, it's fine. They can still win, and then Steph comes back in the second half and kind of puts his stamp on it. But without Steph, they just don't have offensive consistency at all.
Right. And I think one thing that's so interesting about the Steph on-off split is when you have Steph, you don't want someone like Kuminga, because he's a ball stopper. He's not a good spot up shooter. He's not a good playmaker. He's an isolation driver. Yeah. And again, with Steph, you don't need him doing that because he's not great at it. He's 22 and he hasn't really been developed, although he's intriguing. But as soon as Steph goes down, it's like, hey, Jonathan, remember all that stuff we told you not to do? All that stuff we told you like to forget. Now, actually, we need you to do all of it. It's a crazy dichotomy to go from like, hey, man, we hate all of your instincts. Be different to, hey, trust yourself and be aggressive. We need that. That's a problem. Either you want someone like Kuminga on your team because you acknowledge that Steph is 37 and you need like some type of a team without him, or you trade him. I don't know. They don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, and I think again, like Draymond's just such an issue offensively.
Thank you. I wanted to talk about Draymond next.
He is like, okay, so technically, in my opinion, they did win one game without Steph, right? Like Steph only played 13 minutes. He had 13 points, which it was their fourth best scorer that game, which is insane. But like that was Draymond's best game. He had 18 points, and like the offense could do something because Draymond was giving them some sort of production. But when I think that's another big issue when Steph's off the court is Draymond is quite literally a non-factor when Steph's not on the court. When Steph's on the court, like Draymond can be a factor. When Steph isn't, Draymond just like looks like he doesn't know how to play basketball.
All right, let's talk about Draymond. Let's go through all the players now. Draymond was killing me in this series, man. Forget the offense. We'll come to the offense in a second. His defense just wasn't good. He used to be the best defender I've ever seen. Like Julius Randle punked him the whole series, the whole time.
But here is one thing I will say about the T-Wolves. Is same thing with the Lakers.
Hold on. Can we stick with Draymond?
Yeah.
Because I'm not done with him yet. You know what's guilty with Draymond? Once a game, he commits a foul and is incredulous about it, and he forces the coaches to review it and challenge it, and he's always wrong. It never works out. But I feel like he was getting smoked by Sengun in the previous series. I feel like what he does at this point in his career, since he's not the defender he used to be, he fouls, he complains, he makes a scene. I think he's a bench player at this point in his career. I think he's completely overrated. And ever since he punched Jordan Poole in the face, he's been kind of a caricature of himself. Okay, let's talk about Timberwolves.
No, I know. So it ties in with what you're saying. I think the Timberwolves they attacked Draymond like they attacked Luka. And it wasn't because Draymond's a bad defender, but they know if we go at him enough, he's going to foul out. And didn't he foul out 2 out of the 5 games this series?
Felt like 2. It.
Yeah. And so they did the same thing. They attacked the Warriors' Luka. They attacked their not worst defender, but the one that they could just go at every time because Draymond's going to foul. He's going to eventually foul you, and he's going to put you in foul trouble where now you have to, and that's what the Timberwolves were good at against the Lakers, is they make it so you have to swarm, and then they just kick it out, and they get free shots all the entire time. So Draymond just, the Warriors are like the Niners, man. They're just aging, and this era is cooked.
I kind of agree. I mean, they have the rings to show for it, and the Niners don't. But like, it kind of feels like they held on to Draymond a little too long. I mean, really, in this game, I thought he made no positive contribution. And then finally at the end, Steve Kerr, like down 20, messing around, throws out Moses Moody and Guy Santos out there with like Jimmy Butler and Quentin Post and Gary Payton. I forget who the 5th guy was. Just a total throwaway white flag lineup. And all of a sudden, they get back in the game. Santos is playing way better defense. He was all up in Julius Randle's freaking grill and got elbowed in the jaw. I mean, where was that effort from Draymond? I'm not saying Guy Santos is good, but I think he kind of highlighted the fact that Draymond's slipping a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the big one to me, I mean, Draymond's a big one, but Jimmy, man. Jimmy was looking like such a good sidekick to Steph. And maybe he can be that in the future. But again, like you can't count on Steph to just be there dominating every game at 37-38. When it was time for Jimmy to step up and be playoff Jimmy, that guy does not exist anymore.
Yeah.
Dude, he made 4 shots in this game.
they're the biggest, yeah. Like their issue is they're aging and they haven't grabbed the talent. Like if you think about it, right, going back to the Wiseman draft, they haven't been able to get it right between the James Wiseman and then the signing of
Kaminga and
Buddy
Pajemski.
and then Buddy Healed, and then they like had to
God, he was so awful in this game.
and then they had to desperately go out for Jimmy Butler, which again I thought was a super reach. Like
And give him an extension to make him happy so he could float around in the playoffs and shoot 4 for 11.
I'm pretty sure I said it in. I like tweeted it, I'm pretty sure, because Warriors fans are always like, "Oh, we're back," and I was like, "You guys literally just lost some depth and then lost a old. You just gained an older Andrew Wiggins. Like Jimmy Butler, yes, playoff Jimmy is great, was great, but he's 35, turning 36.
He's
Why?
annoying. He's not Andrew Wiggins. I mean, I see what you mean, but in terms of their offensive style, he's almost like Draymond out there. It's like you got to run the offense through him, and then he's not going to shoot, and he'll like dribble around and get close to the basket and then pass it out to the. How many times did he get 8 feet from the freaking basket and see Rudy Gobert right in front of him and be like, fuck, all right, fuck that. I'm passing out.
Like,
Seemed like
because
he did it.
in my opinion, if you're Steph, why do you stay on the Warriors? Just for fun? Like this team's not going to win anything. Jimmy Butler's going to be 36, turning 37 next year. You got Draymond. They don't really have money to make any crazy moves. So like I see people saying like Greek, right? Like that's the big deal is everyone's trying to get Giannis, but like I I don't see why
Well, hold on.
Steph
Before
would.
we get to the what the Warriors should do next, I think we need to
Okay.
acknowledge how close we got on our prize picks tonight. Okay,
We've
so
been
we did
telling
this
you
right
guys.
before the game started. Anthony Edwards, more on. We knew he would have more than half a point. We just knew it, and he got it. Kaminga more than 18, easy. Butler less than 26, easy. Draymond more than 9 points, 10.
Easy.
Thank you for being so aggressive.
Easy.
Podziemski over 11 and a half had to shoot. Buddy, dude. Buddy. Butters. Not happy with you. Still, we flexed it, so we get 40 off that.
He's been bad all year for the Warriors, man. He really has. He's so inconsistent.
Getting rid of Clay and replacing him with Buddy wasn't the move.
No. I saw the idea, but man, has he been a disappointment for this team. Like
Look,
besides the game 7, he had a great game 7. But besides that game 7, he has been either no, sorry. It's one of every like 7 games. He'll have that one game where it's like, oh, this is why they traded for Buddy Hield. And then the other 6, he's like absolutely atrocious.
all right, let's get some prize picks for tomorrow just to have some action down. Jokic,
Right.
28 and a half.
I really want to say more because he's got to go.
It's got to, right?
He's got to.
Got to.
Got to do it.
Shea Gilgeous, 30 and a half. More or less.
Dang, he's floating. This is a tough line here.
It's a lot.
I'm going to say less.
Okay, I like that. Aaron Russell Westbrook,
Aaron
9.5
Gordon
points.
Moore right there. Oh.
Russell Westbrook first, 9.5.
I'm saying a Russ masterclass next game, so they get the win.
Thank you, UCLA Bruin. Aaron Gordon, 0.5 3-pointers made. Will he hit that?
Yeah, he's going to make one.
Yeah.
All he's got to do is make one. Come on.
All right. That's a quick little lineup for tomorrow. Let's flex it just to be prudent, submit it, and then see what it says on the screen. Download the app, use promo code Cohn, play 5, get 50 instantly, whether you win or lose. All right. So you brought it up. What do the Warriors do next, man? What is the move? Do they trade Steph or do they trade everyone else?
I mean, I know what they're going to do. They're going to try and suffer through it with Steph. Basketball is weird, though, right? Because it's like the lottery system kind of screws any hope you would have at a rebuild. Because, like, what would you even do? You're not going to get Cooper Flag. I mean, there's a couple guys like Ace Bailey who's pretty good, but you're not going to trade Steph for something like that. So it's like,
All right, let's
I
play a
don't.
game then. Let's play a game. I'm gonna say a player's name. You tell me if they're off limits.
Okay.
If they're a keeper. Okay.
Okay.
Draymond.
No, you could trade him.
You can trade Draymond.
Yeah.
Agree.
Jimmy Butler.
Brandon Podziemski.
Dude, I don't. He's like the Austin Reeves of the Warriors. For whatever reason, those teams will not let go of him, but they should be able to be traded. Like, in my opinion, it's a no-brainer.
Tradable, right? Tradable. Yeah. Okay. Just checking. Kuminga.
I think he actually looked really good. I personally would not trade him, and I'd make it work with him on the roster because he looks good. He's been playing so well this series and just getting disrespected for it. It's so weird to me. I personally wouldn't trade him. He is tradable, but
Depends on who's coming back.
Yeah, like he looked good. I would rather give it a chance with him as a starter.
What about Jimmy Butler?
I would trade him. So old.
What about Buddy Hield?
I would trade him for pocket lint. Like, yeah, I'd trade him back for Clay.
See, to me, the only players that I want to keep on this team for next year are Steph and maybe Kuminga. Like,
yeah.
If the Bucks were like, look, we'll trade you Giannis, but we want Kuminga, be like, okay,
yeah,
wonderful.
Sure.
Have him.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Like, if you can get Greek, obviously you'd pair him with Steph. But like, other than that, like genuinely, who else could you get with what the Warriors have? Like, this is what I mean by rebuilds in basketball are so hard. Because like, who
are their assets, right? To me, I think Kuminga boosted his value a little bit in the last few games, showed what he could do on a team that doesn't have Steph Curry, which is 29 teams. And I think Pods might have some value. I would trade him so fast. I'm sorry, like he's tough and he's tough, but like, is he that good? What is he? He can like rebound for a guard. Cool.
Okay, hear me out here. I'm thinking of like fringe star players, right? What about? I wonder what the Warriors would have to trade to get like a Jalen Green or like a Devin Booker, like someone like that. That's like a star, but they're not a superstar, and you could see their team parting ways with them. Like the Booker thing less so than Jalen Green, but Jalen Green I could see being potentially available for a bit of like. Would you offer like a Jimmy Butler? Buddy Hield type thing for
I think look, Jimmy Butler was nice for a couple months, but he can't carry the team when Steph is out. Steph's going to miss time. He's old too. I mean, what happened? They said he had a flu or he was sick in game 4. Okay, well, what was his excuse tonight? 4 of 11 in a gotta have it game. And you're the man. I mean, Podziemski's more. Moses Moody was more aggressive than Jimmy Butler tonight, man. Like, I don't like that. Like, he gets his extension and he plays like that. I hate that. To me, if he hadn't gotten an extension, he would have went out there and been aggressive and tried to earn some money. But you already got it locked up, so you can be like, I'm just going to play the right way. That's not playing the right way.
Yeah,
I don't like it. Trade him.
It's really hard, man. Like,
Steph could carry him, but he could carry hella people. Like, why him?
See, because this is my thing with the Lakers prior to the Luka Doncic rigging was I didn't see a rebuild path for the Lakers the same way I don't see one with the Warriors. Like even trying to get another star, like it was the same thing. It was the same. They're pretty much the same team. Like they're just too old. You don't have enough assets to trade. It's not like you're going to trade.
The assets are what? Kuminga in a sign and trade plus Pods plus Jimmy plus Draymond. What can you get trading all those 4 guys at the same time?
It's like Draymond and Jimmy are both like what 35,
Yep.
36 years old.
Yep.
So it's like you can only get so much because you'd have to trade him to a win now team, but you're not going to get a bunch.
How about
anything
trade Draymond to the Lakers?
for what?
LeBron.
I I mean, Palinka's dumb. I don't know if he's that dumb. Like because Draymond would only want to go there with LeBron. He loves LeBron.
All right.
Like you guys could get
Draymond to the Lakers for Rui Hachimura.
like I could see them doing like a what if we do like a Draymond and Buddy Healed for Austin Reeves? And like that
Yeah.
could be, I guess, a path. And that would be, I guess, for in my opinion, it would be a win for both teams. The Lakers need the depth, they need the shooter. The Warriors need another ball handler. Lakers don't need another ball handler at all. So like that could be something potentially, I guess.
Okay.
But even
all right,
like,
and then trade Brandon Podziemski and Kuminga for Giannis. Can't beat that package right there.
and what, like your next 10 first round draft picks?
And the next 10.
I mean, at that point, yeah. I mean, you'd have Braun, Steph, or no, you'd have Reeves, Steph, Greek.
Giannis would be perfect because I think he can play with Steph and he can also carry the team if Steph gets hurt.
Oh, Giannis would be amazing on the Warriors. Giannis would be amazing on a lot of teams. That's why a lot of teams are after him. The Rockets want him, but there was like a report that came out today that he wants to stay in the East. Probably because it's so damn easy. And that's another thing we are forgetting is Steph is in the West, which really, really, really hurts because the West is so loaded right now. Like,
also, is Giannis going to really hitch his wagon to 37-year-old, going to be 38-year-old Steph? Be like, I really want to play with him. He could pull his hamstring at any time.
I mean, in my opinion, again, I have a feeling that a team like the Rockets is going to end up with him. But if he goes to like a major market, I can see it, I guess, being the Lakers because you can hitch your wagon to Luka and be like, yeah, I'm playing with Luka now for the remainder of my career. Whereas Steph, it's like, what do you got? 2 years with him being.
I think for a while, I felt like the Warriors were stupid to try to get younger. It's like, look, you got Steph in his prime. Just have a bunch of vets and be smart. But now, like, I just don't think you can rely on Steph like that anymore. He's old. And when he's healthy, he's the best. But he's not going to make it through a whole playoff unscathed. He like the fact that opening series went 7 was bad news for him. If they had made it through in 5, fine. But having to go 7, he had to work too hard.
And part of the issue is during the season, he had to work too hard. Like, they had to go on that crazy run. What was they were Warriors were like what 23-7 to finish off the season or something?
Yeah.
So he had to go insane. Like he needs to be able to do what LeBron does, which is load manage. The only reason LeBron was able to load manage is because Luka was there, and Austin Reeves were there, you know. And what if they made an offer for Kawhi, the Warriors? What if they traded like a Jimmy Butler and why not? Do you see Kawhi this playoffs? Sure, but they're old. Like you have to either commit to being old with Steph. You're not going to get a young player for Buddy Hield and Jimmy Butler and Draymond.
Let's make it happen. We'll just lie about their ages on their birth certificates.
Okay, then yeah, trade for Wemby, and then boom, the Warriors are going to be dominant for the next 15 years.
Kawhi, dude, you picked the one player who's more injury prone than.
Sure, but he's gettable, and he's someone that could carry the load if Steph was hurt, and he's someone you might be able to get for cheaper because of that.
He invented load management.
Yeah, exactly. Him and Steph could load manage together. They could go in and play like 50 games a year together, win all 50, and then be like, all right, we're settled in playoffs. Let's just rest the last 30.
All seriousness, does Kuminga and Pods and Draymond and Jimmy, those are the 4 guys. I feel like those are your foremost.
That's your trade package.
That's your trade package. 4 guys and maybe 2 to one team, 2 to another team.
Like genuinely, if I was them, I actually really like our trade of Draymond and Hield for Reeves. I think that if you want to get younger and you want someone that can help Steph, that is your only path because you can dump 2 older guys. The Lakers need defense. The Lakers need a 3-and-D guard. that doesn't want the ball in his hands. Like that trade works. I know Warriors fans love Draymond, but Draymond's just not it, man.
The Warriors need someone who's in his 20s and durable, just like the
Reeves.
Niners. You know what I mean? It's like
That's
people
why we
say
got
bring
Brock
in
Purdy.
Kawhi, Embiid, and AD. Yeah, man, for sure. More guys who can't stay healthy.
I mean, dude, I hear that. That's the funny thing is, like, it's funny how Warriors fans and Lakers fans like always battle this. Like, oh yeah, they're so much better than each other, dude. They're the same team. They're both old as dirt, and they have no rebuild path. The only reason the Lakers got a rebuild path was because the NBA gifted it to them, which that is totally rigged, by the way. There's no way.
Could the Warriors trade Kuminga, Podziemski, Draymond, and Jimmy Butler for Paolo Banchero?
I don't know. I don't know his availability.
I mean, they're doing nothing with him.
That's what I'm saying is you have to look for those guys, right? Like the fringe stars. You'd have to look like for a Jalen Green, a Paolo.
I feel like Kuminga would be good on the Magic. Like he could take 20 shots a game. He could average 25 points a game. They'd lose.
Dude, what about if the Knicks don't go like too crazy? What if you go after like a Brunson or a Karl Anthony Towns or someone like that? Brunson's
Karl
good.
Anthony Towns.
Or what if you go after someone on the Cavs? The Cavs just crumbled. They're not going to be able to afford to keep that team together. So what if you go for a Darius Garland or a Donovan Mitchell? You know, you got to go for these fringe guys that with Steph could potentially unlock them.
Because he can carry anyone.
Yeah. And it's like when you have someone like say they got like a Donovan Mitchell, right? Is Donovan Mitchell a superstar?
No.
But could he at least could if Donovan Mitchell was here instead of Buddy Hield or Jimmy Butler, could he have won one of these games? Hell yeah, he could have.
Yeah.
So I think if they go for one of these fringe stars on these teams like the Knicks or the Cavs that could be I mean, dude, if the Celtics bomb out, maybe they're looking to get rid of like a Jaylen Brown. Why not go after Jaylen Brown? Like, I feel like there are a lot of fringe guys they could get to unlock.
Jason Tatum. I heard I haven't really checked in on him in the last few days, but great player. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah. Jason Tatum, yeah. That'd be a good pickup.
Yeah. Maybe they should look into that. Do you think I feel like the Warriors aren't going to do any of this though? I feel like they're going to run it back.
They're going to do exactly what the Lakers do every year.
Draymond, they're going to bring back Pods. They're going to get rid of Kuminga. That's going to be the one thing they're going to do. And they're going to have really good stretches next year. And then Steph's going to get hurt at some point, and they're going to do this again.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what you got to do at this point. Like, it's the same thing with Lakers and Braun. You just got to ride it out. You're not trading them. They're too old to give you equal value. Like realistically.
See, to me, though, I feel like you look at how buns this team was without Steph. Like it'd be hard to put together a worse team than this. I think you could blow it up and have an equally bad team that Steph could carry, or maybe a team with some more youth and athleticism.
You think so with Dunleavy? I don't know if I trust Dunleavy to rebuild my team.
Was Bob he making out with his wife? Was that him?
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
It's aggressive.
It was very aggressive. Maybe he was like, "Oh, look at how bad my team is." He was like,
"Let's savor this moment."
Like, I don't know. Do you guys trust him? I mean, if Bob Myers was the GM, yeah, I'd trust him to rebuild it. But I don't know if I trust. If
they still had Jerry West, then yeah. But no, because what they could do if they still had Jerry West, they could draft. But now they can't. Terrible at it.
The NBA is hard. The NBA is hard, man. It's really hard to rebuild in the
MM forever says bye dumb nation.
That's a Laker.
Bye basketball talk. I'm not gonna do any more instant reactions. The Warriors are done.
Well, we got the Giants. We got plenty of games for that.
We got the G-men.
They're actually
Tyler,
good
very
this
much.
year.
I know it's up late. You're up. It's almost midnight where you are. Thank you very much, man.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, guys. We got more than 1,000 people in here talking about basketball. Appreciate it. It's cool. Let's see what happens. We'll check back in on the Warriors as they do things. Peace.